Hi, welcome to this video. Now I'm going to talk about hedonism. This is a philosophy that asserts that pleasure is the ultimate human good, the ultimate aim of life, and that it contributes to a greater whole if you indulge yourself in pleasure. Now, also, materialism is not just like owning nice cars, like owning a nice house or owning nice clothes. It's also philosophy that uh, looks at reality and says, well, you can only see what you observe. So you can only observe what you see. And, well, hedonism seems like an interesting philosophy at this time in my life because not just sexual pleasure, not just like masturbation or something. That's or having sex with another human being. That's one form of pleasure. But there's also like intellectual pleasure, like studying math or studying history or science or something like that, which I'm interested in. So I think hedonism is actually a really interesting philosophy in my point of view. Let's just look up the textbook definition of hedonism. Pursuit of pleasure, sensual self-indulgence. Now, is that wrong? I don't think it's wrong. Um, there's rules obviously you have to follow, but I mean, if you're not hurting anyone, you're not hurting yourself. And I guess hedonism isn't that bad of a philosophy. Neither is materialism. Even materialism actually asserted that there's a soul. Um, Epicurean philosophy asserts that uh, there's also a soul that exists after this life. Um, let's see, what are some popular searches about hedonism? Okay, studies show pleasurable emotions are associated with broader and more creative thinking and a range of positive outcomes, including better resilience, social connectedness, well being, physical health, and longevity. So, pleasure might not only help to us to live more enjoyably, but longer. So that's one philosophy that I regret not studying is humanism. Um, if I compared and contrasted it, saying how I changed my religion and said, well, I want to see what does humanism believe about God. Okay, so the basic idea is that I did it from a quick Google search. It's that all pleasure is good, pain is not good. That's similar to Epicurean philosophy as well. Pleasure and happiness are the source of all good. That's what it's saying. So I don't think that's a bad philosophy. Uh, let's see. Now think about it. Has pain actually done good in your life? Well, in my life particularly, I think that um, well, all pain There's always pleasure and pain, but pain is a part of life. Too much of it, you can not have a good life. And pleasure, too much happiness, but that doesn't really, it's not bad. That's why I'm actually for hedonism. I'm just reading this. You can get really complex about this one simple idea, which is that pleasure is good and pain is bad. Like today, I indulged myself in Oreos. Basically, I didn't really I didn't overindulge myself, but I like the taste of these chocolate Oreos. I didn't have any milk for them, but I still enjoyed the cream inside them, which is a pleasurable pursuit. You know, eating food can be a pleasurable pursuit. So there's different types of pleasure. Um, I really don't know. If I wrote this out in a report for my teacher to see, my old philosophy teacher to see, I think he'd be a little bit stunned at my radical changes in my religion. But it's for the good, it's for the better. My morality hasn't changed. My morality is based on my parents and societal values that I hold dear and that I follow to the best of my ability. And um, so this video was about hedonism, pleasure philosophy. Now, that doesn't mean you have to have a religious background to follow hedonism. You can be non-religious, you can be religious. It's just a philosophy. It's a way of life. Look at it like that. A way of life rather than a categorization or labeling. Uh, well, I mean, you could say like it's a little bit simplistic, but for the way that I view it as morally righteously viewing hedonism is that, like, I mean, you can cause you can cause harm and then have pleasure from that. We're on Earth. That's what past philosopher that I really don't adhere to his views anymore said. But it makes sense. Like, you can be a bad person and you can still have pleasure. So, I mean, is pleasure intrinsically good? You could say that wrong action is a product of pain. Yeah, I'm reading it right now. Yeah, it brings up the thing about like hedonism isn't always like if you pursue pleasure, well, you can get a pleasurable feeling out of something that's wrong. So let's see what it says. Hmm. It says that pain is an intrinsic end, or what does it say? It's instrumentally bad, intrinsically good. It's a pleasure. Huh. I like pleasure-based philosophies to live a happy existence. It's scientifically accurate to say that different brain states are achieved by pleasurable states. So I mean, that's making you happy. So that it's just my discussion. Like, if it's making you happy, and what you're doing is like if you like food, or if you like just well, I mean, I can just go into the obvious one where when you masturbate, that's sexual pleasure. But I mean, like, pleasure isn't always good. Pleasure can be pleasure can lead to instrumental ends, which is pain. So it's a circular argument, it says, and it kind of is. So I'm just reading it. Materialism is also, well, Epicureanism. Epicurus was a materialist philosopher. He believed that what you can observe in the universe is what's real. But he also believed in the soul. So it kind of contradicts itself. It's just these are ideas that are from old people from a way long time ago that had their own thoughts about reality, and then they wrote them down. My final thoughts are tell the video just to hide what I was talking about the whole entire time. Hedonism. That's one philosophy that I wanted to study. I didn't want to study that. I was more into a God type of philosophies. Now I'm more into the human, real philosophies. So that's just my opinion. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it if you did. All right, thanks for watching.